Hi gentlemen, have a great day. These diagrams belonging to the previous last video uploaded on this chapter, and we can see the diagram which contains a comparison of maximum allowable transient pressure decay with the maximum transient pressure decay after the turbine trip with a subsequent boiler load reduction. We need to see the meaning of transient and decay in the dictionary for better understand. So in this picture we can see the maximum transient pressure decay in the first top curve in the graph. We can see the maximum allowable transient pressure decay, and the safety margin is also we can see in the graph left side of the one single line, 0.1 percentage per second, and we can see further details in the diagram. Again I am reading comparison of maximum allowable transient pressure decay with the maximum transient pressure decay after a turbine trip with a subsequent boiler load reduction. Then this is the second diagram. We can see the diagram of barrel pump. I am reading the description. Thermosiphon circuit in a barrel type pump. So in here we can see the cross section of AA diagram, bottom of the diagram. So in here we can see the barrel casing. At outlet of the outer diagram is the barrel casing, and inner we can see the inner pump body, stator, and then we can see the pump shaft, rotor, in the middle of the diagram. And cold water is, we can see the cold water is in the bottom of the diagram. So two thermosiphon circuit is available. One is in between the barrel casing and stator. We can see the circulation thermosiphon circuit. So the cold water is in the bottom and hot water goes top, so the circulation will happen. And another one circuit is happening in the stator and the rotor, shaft and inner pump body. We can see the thermosiphon circuit in the lower diagram, in the diagram of shaft and inner body, stator, in between the stator and rotor. So the next diagram, in the next diagram we can see the thermal deformation of pump paths under normal operation conditions, hot running and at shutdown due to temperature difference between casing and top bottom. So in here we can see the bearing casing stator. So lightly curved is happened. L1, we can see the L1 in the upper diagram, and L2 is diagram of lower part. L1 greater than L2. So in another diagram we can see I am reading the description. Thermal deformation of pump paths after a hot pump has been stopped for a certain time. In the figure, the shaft is turned by half a revolution. So after the half revolution, we can see the bearing with curved deformation. So the L1 is greater than the L2. Shaft rotor, we can see the curved shaft rotor, and casing stator is also we can see slightly curved. So these are the pictures. I am reading the first question. Which other factors influence the above deformation arise from the thermosiphon effect? Answer. The warpage of pump casing is greatly influenced by the location of suction pipe, discharge pipe, balancing and water pipe, cooling water pipe, injection water pipe. So these are the questions we already seen in the previous video. And next question, what are the consequences of distortion induced by thermal siphon effect in the ball feed water pump? Answer. As a result of the distortion, some parts of the rotor will touch parts of the casing, the region of the sealing gaps. In some cases, portion of the rotor are passed against the casing so firmly that it becomes practically impossible to rotate the shaft without applying a large torque. It may take 6 or more hours before the rotor is completely free again. The next question, are these effects measurable? Measurable? Yes. In certain cases, these are measurable. Question, within what stipulated time can such effects be measured? Answer, they become measurable within a few minutes of switching off a pump. Question, if the pump is started frequently before the rotor is completely free again, what will happen? Answer, under these circumstances, the abnormally high frequency between the stationary and rotating components will inflict premature wear and a corresponding premature increase in the sealing gaps at the very least. In some cases, in this even result in seizure of the rotor. Even and above, the distortion can induce higher shaft vibration immediately after restart from hot standby conditions. However, this higher vibration level rapidly drops to the normal level with increasing pump speed. Question, what measures can be adopted to overcome thermal deformation problems of centrifugal boiler feed water pumps? Answer, improving shaft seals, turning of rotor, pre-warming of pump. Question, how can shaft sealing within a boiler feed water pump be affected? Answer, this can be affected alternately by means of mechanical seals, fixed throttling bushing seals, floating ring seals. Floating ring seals. Question, how does rotor deformation arise from the mechanical seal system of boiler feed water pumps? Answer, tests and field measurements have shown that the cooling system of the mechanical seal exercises a great influence mainly on rotor deformation. Internal cooling circuit is an integral part of the mechanical sealing system of the pump assembly. It takes care of the heat dissipating through the seal. This heat in the combined heat produced by the seal and part of the heat due to heat flow from the pump. The internal cooling circuit is very often assisted by a so-called cooling jacket, which reduces the heat flow from the pump towards the seal and is fed with separate cooling water. We can see in the figure the cooling water jacket water inlet is provided in the top of the diagram, and cooling jacket water outlet is also we can see in the bottom of the diagram. The cooler is available in the top of the diagram. Primary seal circuit is also available with the filter. So the description, typical mechanical seal cooling system of a centrifugal pump. With auxiliary piping correctly laid, this cooling system will cause neither rotor nor stator distortion during normal operation. However, as soon as the pump is stopped, a very strong internal thermosiphon effect sets up immediately in the small gaps around the rotor in the vicinity of the shaft seal. The result is great temperature difference up to 90 Kelvin between top and bottom of the rotor is in this zone, which naturally causes bending of the rotor. Over and above, the cooling effect of the seal area promotes thermal stratification of in the pump casing, thus enhancing stator deformation. Question, why on hot standby or just after stopping the pump is it not advisable to switch off the two cooling circuits of the mechanical seal? Answer, I am repeating the question. Why on hot standby or just after stopping the pump is it not advisable to switch off the two cooling circuits of the mechanical seal? Answer, mechanical seals are never completely tight. Therefore, the temperature must be kept well below 373 degree Kelvin to avoid flashing within the seal and vapor influx into the bearings. Therefore, injection of cold condensate into the seals must be maintained and hence the two cooling circuits must not be switched off when the pump is kept on, hot standby or just stopped. So the cooling circuits must not be stopped. The next question. How is the injection of cold condensate into the seals maintained? Answer. Two injection control systems are known to achieve this goal. DP control and delta pressure control and delta temperature control. Delta P control. This method works on the principle of injecting cold condensate at a slightly higher pressure than the water in the pump. As a result, a certain quantity of cold water flows into the pump casing. Delta temperature control. In this case, the injected cold water mixes with the shaft seal leakage in such a way that the outflowing water is kept sufficient below 373 degree Kelvin to avoid vaporization. No cold water flows into the pump. The next question, what is the drawback of delta P control? The inflow of cold condensate into the pump casing does not follow a completely uniform flow pattern around the shaft due to gravity effects and a possible eccentricity between the shaft and sleeves. This gives rise to a temperature gradient within a shaft from top to bottom, with a consequential distortion of the rotor in this area. The added effect of cold water flow into the lower cavities of the pump casing enhances the stator distortion. That's it now. Thank you.